Welcome back, everyone, to another Bleak Rides. Today I find myself in Ankeny, Iowa. Moving around the city, thinking about stopping by Struthers Brothers. Out enjoying a ride in heat you can't believe. It was so hot, the tar was moving around on the tarmac. Shorts and t-shirt were appropriate apparel. Helmet and gloves. You know how we roll. Whatever's comfortable, baby. I don't always prepare for the slide. Maybe I should, but I don't. I prepare for the ride. You only get the one life. You gotta fill it with things you enjoy. You gotta have things you enjoy so that life feels fulfilled. No one wants to reach their end and think, I didn't live enough. Which is why, if you've been toying with the idea, you should buy a motorcycle. Ain't nothing says living like screaming down the road. Not this road, but screaming down a road. At top speed, wind blowing, motor churning, gasoline pumping, heartbeats thumping, all the while knowing what lays ahead is pure, unadulterated excitement. If you couldn't tell by the voiceover, this is some old footage that I'm just finally getting some time and some ambition to go in and start seeing what I can do with it. Probably got a couple hundred hours of footage from summer 2022 laying around that I just didn't do much with or didn't have the time to get to. You know, life can get pretty busy. And my life is exceedingly busy. About 8 years ago now, I got clean off of meth. Began rebuilding my life. Let this be a testament to anyone who struggles that it doesn't take long at all to put together something pretty nice, something to be proud of. 8 years ago, I was a person I wouldn't have gave a second glance to. Met a good woman, have an amazing mother, having a couple amazing friends. Told me, you know, there's another way to approach life. But the first step is to get off that shit. I was tired of suffering. I knew life didn't have to be what it was I was experiencing. I knew something more awaited me. A deeper friendship. A deeper connection. So I got a job. I got away from the drugs. I got away from all the people. And I failed. I failed at the job. Didn't really fail to stay away from the people. So I'd put my mind to something. I can be pretty stubborn. And I'd put my mind to building a different life. Just trying to do something different. You know, I'd done a fair bit of NA and AA, and there's that whole definition of insanity. And it's in part accurate. If you're trying to change your life, you can't keep doing the same things. And that's what I had wanted. The summer of 2022 is really the culmination of 8 years of me trying to be successful, trying to succeed at life on all the terms I used to reject. And really being quite well rewarded by the fruits of my labors. No one will hold your hand really while you're getting clean. If you're really struggling, there's a lot of help out there. I highly recommend NA and AA, but there's helplines, there's family, there's friends. If you got a decent friend, sometimes someone who's not also on drugs, just getting some positive reinforcement, but being able to accept it and take something good from it. That's what separates those who use from those who used to use, who are now recovering from the wreckage of the life they created. In my case, rebuilding into a life that I want. One of the biggest steps, one of the most unknown steps I couldn't have known the impact of was joining the motorcycle community, buying a bike, and finding out that all the things, all that rush I was chasing, using drugs and using people and how I thought I was using my life, was nonsense. It paled in comparison to being on a bike. I mean, I know I'm probably coming off as a real motorcycle fanboy here, but I mean it. There's nothing quite like it. I'm going down this road. I'm not really keeping pace with that Beamer, am I? And the excitement is absolutely beyond. It's more than I can describe. But again, the first step on that journey for me, what was I, 31 years old, first playing with the idea that something was wrong in my life and I needed to be clean. Things just continuing to stack up and not work out, people turning away from me. Everywhere I looked, a conspiracy waiting to lay a trap for me. That wasn't a life. That was a slow death. I want to continue to spread a message of addiction and recovery. Addiction is real, but so is recovery. It's available. It's available to anyone who wants it. I was a dyed-in-the-wool drug addict. Most of the people who today call me friend or brother would have probably called me a puke when they met me many years ago. The man I am today is not the man I was. The man I am today wouldn't recognize the man I was. If you can even say that much. I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of self-improvement. And I had a lot of help. This journey was not all of my own. Being able to enjoy the dog days of summer, looking back as I sit in my studio in the winter, boy, it's a real stark comparison, and gives you a lot more time, like I said, to soul search and think about what the next steps for growth are and how to better align the goals I have and how to reach those goals with the highest probability of success. And that's really what it's boiled down to. The 8 years of every year effort. You know, year one, mess. Year two was kind of a mess too. But I had Lauren, the wife. I had my mom. I had my sponsor, my best friend. I had some people that I could lean on when things were tough. Not everybody gets that luxury. Even having some people around you when you're all up in the hustle can be a blessing whether you know it or not. Sometimes a blessing in disguise. I used to always think that the old lady was trying to get me somehow, or my mom was plotting an intervention, or any number of traps were being laid for me. It was all delusion. Getting sober was the biggest life-changing experience, followed by the second biggest life-changing experience, that all the while the answers to my problems were available if I just take the time to think about it. And I think that's where some of the synergy, some of the synchronicity, if you will, of riding comes into play. While I'm riding motorcycle, it's just me, it's just the bike, it's just the world around me. It's just a couple of things strewn together that take me to a place mentally where I can focus, where I can get the path clear in front of me. It's sort of the way Frank Herbert describes Leto's vision of the golden path. The path where I achieve the greatest amount of success for the amount of effort I can put into it. not everybody will have the chances I've had. And I'm really speaking not to most of my subscribers, but someone who comes across this video doesn't even know that they're looking for it, but finds a guy who suffered like they've suffered and doesn't claim to have any answers, can just tell you about the experiences I've had. And in part, that's what this channel is about. It's about a documenting of my journey. It's about my continued understanding of the world and my place in it, and how some of that experience, some of that knowledge can benefit someone else. I need to get involved with a charity in Iowa. I need to get involved with outreach on some level. I think that's some of my goals for 2023. You're gonna see a little bit of change in the channel. Maybe where I don't know. I don't even know what it means. I just know I want to help people, and I want to get there on a bike, and I want to leave there on a bike. And I know that a portion of my good works will stem from the peace, the tranquility I find inside, thanks to writing. And I know that writing isn't the answer for even most people. It's an answer for a select few that it touches on a completely soul-filled level, another level. I don't want to ramble on too much. This video is just dragging out, but I wanted to do something. I've been sitting around the house, sort of on vacation from YouTube, hating the winter and finding myself sort of, stir crazy. And I thought, man, let's just go down and see what we can chop, cut, screw together and put a message out there. It's been a while since I made a video, and I have a giveaway I want to do. I got a couple of keychains from a wonderful company called Moto Loot. They're key tags, mostly for bikers. Everything on Moto Loot seems pretty cool. I've talked to the CEO, the owner, Chris Cole. At least that's who responds to my emails. Seems like a really great person, out there making a really high quality product. And yeah, I've had several of the key tags, and I ordered some because I wanted to do a giveaway, and I wanted to do it in such a way that it mirrors the message I'm trying to get across. So whether you're a rich person financially or a poor person, whether you had a bad shake in life or you were dealt a perfect hand, paired with the right or rather wrong circumstances, any person can become addicted to just about anything. I don't know how much y'all know about addiction. Some of us say it's cunning, baffling, tricky, the great deceiver. So I thought we might do a little addiction trivia, a couple of questions, and if anyone leaves the proper answer in the comment, well, you may just win yourself a fancy keychain from Moto Loot. Let's see if I can insert a slide. Our first question is, how many people in America died from drug overdose in the year of 2022? I have the number here. We'll see what the comment section comes up with. Someone Googles it, takes the time to learn, educate themselves, great. That means you'll have a little bit of education you can spit at someone else. If you already know this number, you probably feel as sorrow-filled as I do for the youth or the people or the population that is dealing with this very large number of deaths. Basically a rate of 295 per day. So again, you do the math. Give me a number, you win yourself a keychain. That's trivia question number 1. Now, y'all ready for trivia question number 2? Your lifetime odds of death for selected causes, according to the United States Census data for 2020. Causes of death, or odds of dying. What are the odds of dying from an opioid overdose, according to the Census Bureau? You probably will have to look this one up. It's a little education. It's pretty staggering. And if you take the time to learn some of these numbers and see how big the problem is, how quickly people are giving up their lives, chasing something that they can never reach, never knowing what they have in front of them is worth so much more. Having your health, having your life, having the ability to make a family or not make one, having the ability to hit the road or do whatever it is your heart's desire. It can all be taken from you. A couple of bad choices. Like I said, this video is dragging on. I don't want to get too preachy. I just want to do something good. Put some good out into the world. I had a lot of success. Had a lot of help getting there. Want to help some people. Maybe, just maybe I do. And if I do that, my videos help you, tell me. Tell me how I can better craft a way for other people to be successful, to reach for the things I've reached, and continue reaching out for an even shinier, maybe even a brass ring, as they say. I ain't trying to reach for silver, damn sure ain't shooting for gold. Just trying to end up good. To quote one of my favorites, chaotic good. It really seems spot on. Gotta come up with my own catchphrase. Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming along on a sort of impromptu, sort of dark, if you will, bleak rides. Been a little while since I created a video. Can't wait to shoot some new content. Heck, I even got some new cameras. I picked up a 360 camera over the winter. Real excited to use that. Been real thankful. I've been getting to join some of my friends on a podcast called Weirdos Assembled. I think you can find links to it from Two Wheel Goons channel. Remember to drop a like on this video if it's your kind of stuff. Share it with someone who's maybe suffering. Let them know they're not alone. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. It doesn't mean much to you, but it means a heck of a lot to me. It allows the channel to grow. Maybe, just maybe, help somebody out. Alright, that's it. Thank y'all. You be safe.